Okay, so I'm starting and I'm sharing my screen. Let's do a little recap from last time. Last time we were trying to understand the importance of mitosis, meiosis, and then we tried to figure out what is a homologous chromosome, what do you mean by somatic cells, gametes, haploid, diploid. We all need to be very, very clear in these concepts so that we have no problem in understanding different phases of meiosis, right? Homologous chromosomes, why we call them homologous chromosomes, right? What is the meaning of a diploid and a haploid cell, so on and so forth. Just to recap a bit so that nobody has any confusion, I would read this first 2 or 3 lines of this paragraph, which says that there are 22 matching pairs of chromosomes. This is the best way to describe basically homologous chromosomes, that these are matching pairs of chromosomes in which like they match means that within one pair, one component is very similar to the other component within one pair. That is why they are known as homologous chromosomes. And the word homologous literally means similar in structure and composition. And as you saw in the previous class, that every pair has been given a particular number, right? For example, the first pair, the second pair, and so on. In the original zygote, one of each pair, यानी कि अगर हम एक pair देखें, one pair of homologous chromosome has 2 chromosomes in it. So one of each pair came from the mother and one from the father. Yes, there is also one non-matching pair which is being labeled as X and Y in a male and X and X in a female. Therefore, we say there are 2 sets of 23 chromosomes, right? 2 sets of 23 chromosomes, one set of 23 chromosomes from the father and one set of 23 chromosomes from the mother. Is this clear to everybody? Or is there still someone in your class who does not have an understanding about what you mean by that? Please let me know.
No, but it's clear.
बिल्कुल clear है, ठीक है. अच्छा, the non-matching X and Y chromosome are the sex chromosomes which determine the gender of the individual, और जो बाकी तमाम chromosomes हैं, all the other chromosomes are known as autosomes, right? And we know that there is a conventional way to draw the karyogram, to draw the 2 chromosomes, like these 2 sex chromosomes in the karyogram to one side, so that we can easily, pick which, gender it belongs to. तो आपको जब भी karyogram नजर आएगा, on one end, on the right bottom corner, you will see the last pair, जो कि आपका 23rd pair है, which is the X chromosome, right? Females have 2 X chromosomes, male have 1 X and 1 Y. The Y chromosome has portions missing. यानी कि अगर आप देखें X and Y को, the Y chromosome is always shorter than the X. So it has a certain portion of a chromosome missing and it's smaller than the X chromosome, right? Acha. Why do we say that these homologous chromosomes are homologous? Because as you can see, अभी तो सिर्फ ये आपको एक ही क्रोमोसोम दिखाया है. लेट्स से अगर ये एक होमोलोगस पेयर होता, राइट, सो द अदर क्रोमोसोम वुड हैव बीन द सेम एज दिस वन with particular genes on particular locations, right? The same genes on the same loci, but the alleles may or may not be the same, which means that the genes are controlling the same characteristic. हाँ, dominant हो सकते हैं, recessive हो सकते हैं, that's another issue, but they control the same characteristics. This is what defines a homologous pair of chromosomes, right? Like it has been very clearly described over here that each member of the homologous pair possesses genes controlling the same characteristics. A gene for a given characteristic may exist in different forms or alleles which are expressed differently, right? For example, the gene for eye color can have 2 forms, one coding for blue eyes and one coding for brown eyes. So an individual can possess both the alleles, one on the maternal chromosome and one on the paternal chromosome. So matlab we can have 3 kinds of individuals in this case. One which has both alleles which are brown, one which has both alleles which are blue, blue hi hai, yes. And the third category is the individual in which one of the alleles is blue and the other is brown. But then the characteristic that they are coding for will be the same on the same locus. This is what defines a homologous pair of chromosome. Moving on to the cell cycle, right? You have done cell cycle in AS also, but this is a more comprehensive diagram as far as the complete cell cycle of any living organism is concerned, especially wo living organism. See, now please try to understand that all living organisms, they reproduce to continue their offspring, right? Either they can reproduce sexually or they can reproduce asexually. Now, when I say sexually, what do you mean by that, Muiz?
Means it requires gametes from both sexes.
From both sexes, right? So this means sexual reproduction means that it requires the gametes from both sexes, or both parents are required in this case. And asexual reproduction does not require any gamete. Acha, Muiz, give me an example of asexual reproduction in plants.
Miss, in potato tuber growth.
Correct. In potato tuber growth, in sugarcane, like if I plant a stem cutting of sugarcane somewhere else, so I would just need a small part of the sugarcane plant, the stem, and I can replant it somewhere else, and a new sugarcane plant will grow. In this case, I'm only using one parent plant, I'm not using two parent plants, right? Or in other words, I can say that the flower with its male and the female parts is not being involved as far as this kind of reproduction is concerned. Okay, any other form of asexual reproduction, Beena?
Binary fission in bacteria.
Binary fission in bacteria is also asexual reproduction. What about budding in yeast?
That's also asexual.
That's also asexual reproduction, right? In animals, usually asexual reproduction does not take place. Animals में ज़्यादातर जो है वो sexually होता है, in which both the gametes are involved. Now, in this diagram, you can see an adult which is diploid 2n, ठीक है? And now that adult can be of two types. It can be a male or it can be a female. If it is a male, then the gamete will be n. If it's a female, the gamete will also be n, which is haploid. These two gametes will fuse after fertilization to form a zygote, which will again be 2n. And then this zygote will grow by mitosis to become an adult. So this means कि ये पूरे आपके cell cycle में आपको नजर आ रहा है कि no cell cycle of a living organism can be complete without these two processes, especially if that living organism is reproducing sexually. तो अगर sexually reproduce कर रहा है, so this means that in this cycle you will have mitosis and meiosis. Excuse me. G. Let me show you this. For example, a typical cell cycle of an organism reproducing sexually. So this part will be meiosis, right? And this part, which is growth, will be mitosis. So this means that a complete life cycle is the result of both these kinds of cell divisions, meiosis as well as mitosis. You only know about mitosis because you've done that in detail in AS. Details of meiosis will be covered today, right? And we know the importance of mitosis. कि अगर mitosis नहीं होता, there would have been no growth. It would not have been possible for a diploid zygote to grow into an adult with millions and millions of cells, right? Which has to be genetically identical. Acha. Sexual reproduction may, it's a bit different, right? Acha. Let's look at this diagram. This is an important diagram for your concept. Now see, you can see two diagrams, diagram A and diagram B. Diagram A is showing you that there were two gametes which were N, they fused and they resulted in a diploid zygote, right? This is male gamete, this is female gamete, this is male gamete, and they fuse to form a diploid zygote. Now, if this diploid zygote grows, it will become a diploid adult. और यहाँ पे हम कह सकते हैं कि meiosis हुआ है, and over here mitosis has taken place, right? Now, when this adult wants to make gametes, ठीक है, when this adult wants to reproduce sexually, it is necessary that this diploid cell of an adult should become haploid. और especially कौन सा वाला cell? The cell in the gonad, right? For example, the gonads are, let's say, your ovaries and the testis. So this means that meiosis should take place in the ovaries and the testis, so that the resultant ovum and the sperm are haploid instead of diploid. So if there is no meiosis in the ovaries and testes, then what will happen कि आपका जो ovum है वो भी 2n हो जाएगा और sperm भी 2n हो जाएगा. And if two such gametes they fuse, they will result in a zygote which is 4n. So this means the zygote, instead of having 46 chromosomes, will now have 46 का double क्या होगा? 92? Sorry.
Yes, miss.
92. So zygote will have 92 chromosomes. अच्छा, अब जब ये zygote बन जाएगा, this zygote will divide by mitosis to become an adult. And if this adult makes gametes, और वो gametes भी जो है वो आपके haploid नहीं होते, तो it will be 4n and 4n, and 4 plus 4 will give you 8n, and so on. So you can see in this cycle that for effective and accurate sexual reproduction to take place, it is necessary that every time the gamete is being formed in the gonad, some sort of division should take place in which the chromosome number should be halved. यानी half हो जाना चाहिए. आपके जो 2 sets हैं ना, वो 1 set हो जाने चाहिए. For example, if I ask you how many sets of chromosomes over here, तो आप कहेंगे there are 2 sets of chromosomes within this zygote, and if you count the number of chromosomes, the total will be 46. Again, if you count the number of chromosomes in the nucleus of every cell of the adult, it will be 46. Whereas when you count the number of chromosomes in a haploid cell, जैसे कि ovum या sperm, the total number of chromosomes will be 23, and in the sperm also it will be 23. होना यही चाहिए normally. Because if this does not occur, then it will lead to doubling of chromosomes at every generation. हर generation पे doubling होती रहेगी, and this number will reach I don't know what extent, right? And we don't want this to happen. We want a normal human baby to be born. We don't want a monster to be born. You can see that even if there is one extra chromosome on the 21st position, it leads to a chromosomal abnormality which is known as trisomy 21 or Down syndrome. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि अगर if this reduction of chromosomes is not occurring at every generation, it will lead to doubling of the chromosome number. So this explains us why this kind of division is important for the life to continue, especially for the sexual reproduction to continue, right? Second diagram is showing you that if a chromosome number is halved, the number of chromosomes stay the same every generation. You can see over here, कि start हुआ था with 2 haploid gametes. They fuse after fertilization to form a diploid zygote. The diploid zygote grows by mitosis into an adult. The adult will again undergo meiosis, ठीक है? और ये meiosis होगा आपका, in the females it will occur in the ovaries, in the male it will occur in the testis, to give rise to an haploid egg and a haploid sperm, so that they again fuse and give rise to the diploid zygote. You can see the star denotes mitosis and these dots, they denote meiosis. So meiosis is a very different kind of a cell division. Meiosis is a cell division which leads to halving the number of the chromosomes. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Since it halves the number of the chromosomes, so hence meiosis is known as reduction division. And what is being reduced? The chromosome number is being reduced by half. We discussed this, okay? We said why, we did discuss right now that how many kinds of reproduction can we have? We can have sexual and then we can have asexual reproduction, ठीक है? Sexual reproduction involves the gametes. Asexual does not involve gametes. Sexual reproduction is associated with meiosis, whereas this asexual reproduction can be associated with mitosis, budding, etc. Or you can even add vegetative propagation. जो अभी उसने Muiz told us the example of a potato tuber, so that is vegetative propagation, which is asexual reproduction in plants. Okay, so you should remember these examples. Yes. A very frequently asked question in exam. Why do you need these two kinds of divisions for a normal cell cycle? For a normal cell cycle, we want our cells to grow, replace and repair. तो उसके लिए तो हमें mitosis चाहिए, right? And for sexual reproduction, we want meiosis, okay? And वो भी हमें किस तरह का meiosis चाहिए जिसमें कि आपका जो zygote है, the diploid number of the zygote should be maintained. Now, the only way by means of which we can maintain or restore the diploid condition of the zygote is to halve the number of chromosomes at every generation. Okay? So I can say that these two bullet points are the advantages of reduction division or advantages of meiosis. Advantage number one, that it restores the diploid condition of the zygote. Advantage number two, it prevents the doubling of chromosomes at every generation. These are the two very important advantages of meiosis. Hamza, are you there in the class? Hamza?
Yes, miss.
Acha, Hamza, can you think about one or two more advantages which could be like the advantages of meiosis?
They allow for genetically different like species, like genetically different people, or what I'm trying to say, members of the species to be formed, which prevents genetic diseases spreading across an entire species.
So
Like
I think you want to
अगर सिर्फ asexual reproduction होती, तो if there was one disorder in one of the species, तो फिर वो पूरी clones में फैल जाती. But the fact that they can have different genes and different alleles means that there is more variation.
Correct, correct. So this means what you're trying to say is that meiosis is responsible for the genetic variation. The millions and millions of different kinds of animals and plants and fish and even human beings, the different varieties that we have on this earth is because of meiosis. ठीक है, अगर सिर्फ जो है वो asexual reproduction होती तो फिर तो एक ही तरह के इंसान पैदा होते, right? Just clones and clones. So meiosis is responsible for the tremendous genetic variation, and as Hamza said, it is also one way of getting rid of the diseases, because if it's only asexual reproduction that is happening, तो अगर एक parent के पास एक disease है, it will be carried to the generation and the generation after that and so on. So meiosis is responsible for genetic variation. It is also responsible for, what can I say, sturdy, strong offsprings, okay? And
Miss,
and-
Miss, can we
Huh.
say that
Yes,
this can lead to more species to adapt to the change in the environment?
of course. Meiosis can be responsible for more, better adaptation, right? The more the
Miss, it can
variety,
allow for natural selection by allowing mutations in genes.
yes. Yes, to an extent, it can also allow natural selection through mutation, but not such a big role if we just take into account mutations being solely responsible for natural selection. I think that's a very, like a very, very minor role as far as mutations are concerned, because mutations are just random and natural selection is not a random process. It's a non-random process, and we'll do that when we are doing natural selection in detail. Any other advantage of meiosis? Genetic variation. Have we discussed all the advantages? Okay, so I think these many are enough, and then some more advantages you will come across as far as meiosis is concerned when we do meiosis in detail. जब हम करेंगे तो पता चलेगा इसके कितने सारे advantages हैं, right? And basically all those advantages, they are related to this big advantage, which is genetic variation. In fact, now when you do meiosis in detail, तो आपको पता चलेगा there are various aspects of meiosis, aspect number 1, 2, 3, 4, and all these aspects are contributing to this very property of meiosis, which is genetic variation. There are several steps that are happening in meiosis, right? Okay, so we did this. And we also did this. So this we won't do right now. Acha, okay. Now let me show you let's start with meiosis basically. अच्छा, one very important difference जो आपको नजर आएगा आज जब हम meiosis करेंगे will be that mitosis was just one kind of mitosis. We didn't have mitosis 1 and mitosis 2. But in meiosis, we have meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 is that part where there is a reduction division resulting in 2 daughter nuclei with half the number of chromosomes of the parent nucleus. And in meiosis 2, the chromosomes behave in the same way as in mitosis, so that each of the 2 haploid daughter nuclei divide again. यानी कि meiosis 1 में you have one cell, ठीक है? There will be a reduction which will result in 2 daughter nuclei with half the number of chromosomes of the parent nucleus. एक तो ये होगा. फिर second division में meiosis की जो second वाली division में the chromosomes will behave in the same manner as mitosis, so that now the 2 cells that had formed as a result of meiosis 1, they will again divide, so that in the end you have 4 cells. So this is the most important difference between mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis में हमने शुरू किया एक cell से and we end up in 2 cells. In meiosis, we begin with 1 cell and we end up with 4 cells because the division occurs twice. ठीक है? So this means that meiosis results in the total of 4 haploid cells or 4 haploid nuclei, right? And one more thing. The most important phase of meiosis जो है ना, अगर हम इसको compare करें, meiosis 1 is more important or meiosis 2, it's actually meiosis 1, because it's the behavior of chromosomes in meiosis 1 that is very important, and it's very different from mitosis. Because if you compare meiosis 2 with mitosis, they are exactly the same as each other. जो ज़्यादा difference है वो meiosis 1 की है, right? So this means that the bottom line is that if you understand meiosis 1, you will have no problem in understanding the whole process. So I would like you to pay attention when I'm explaining you meiosis 1. So let's begin. And I will explain you from the textbook only, because I think over here it has been explained the best, right? And then in the end we'll do comparisons. हम सब कुछ करेंगे, इसमें बहुत लंबा चलता है ये topic. Okay, now are all of you, I hope that all of you can see the screen and you can hear me clearly also.
Yes, miss.
Right? Okay. So let's begin meiosis 1. And the longest phase, as you can see, is the prophase, right? And then it has been divided into early, middle, and late. So let's do this prophase together. Early prophase 1 is the same as mitosis. Does anybody remember कि mitosis के prophase में क्या होता था? Yes. Yes, Hamza? Do you remember what was happening in the prophase in mitosis? Because it says it's the same as mitosis.
Chromatin became thicker and shorter, and the chromosomes doubled up.
Okay, so in the prophase in mitosis जो आपने किया था AS में, chromosomes start to appear, you know, they become coiled up, they become shorter, thicker, ठीक है? And yes, okay. Any idea what's the advantage of the chromosomes becoming shorter and thicker? Yes, Hamza? Why do they become shorter and thicker?
They allow for more DNA to be packed within the same amount of space.
Because actually, see, let me just show you something. It's a very interesting diagram. Just a minute. And I show it to my AS students always whenever I'm doing mitosis with them. Yes. Now see, on the screen, you can see on the left-hand side some entangled threads. And on the right-hand side, you can see these woolen balls, which are very neat and arranged, in groups. So on the left-hand side, what you can see is the chromatin, जो loosely coiled आपके chromosomes होते हैं ना, जब loosely coiled होते हैं, we never call them chromosomes, we call them chromatin. And when they are very neatly coiled like this, we say कि अच्छा हाँ, ये अब chromosomes हैं. The reason why this extensive coiling and this shortening and thickening of this chromatin should occur is because we want these cells to divide, right? हम चाहते हैं कि division हो किसी भी तरह की, या mitosis या meiosis. So in order to have a complete accurate division, it is necessary that these chromatin should become shorter and thicker ताकि division equal हो सके. Isn't it? Do you agree to this?
Yes, miss.
Right? So that's why. So this means that the coiling and the what do you say? The thickening and the shortening, excessive, when the chromosomes they become excessively dense, it allows for the accurate and precise division of the cell. So सबसे पहले क्या होगा in meiosis 1, in the early prophase 1, it is the same as the mitosis, which means coiling, shortening, thickening. Acha. Middle prophase 1. In the middle prophase 1, the homologous chromosomes, they pair up. They pair up, and this pairing up procedure is known as synapsis. Okay? And each pair is known as a bivalent. Now let me just zoom in to show you how this happens. Acha, agar ye meiosis na hota, right? If this was not meiosis and it was simply mitosis, so I will draw the diagram, and this is how your diagram would have looked like. Okay, let me draw a diagram like this. This is the nucleus. Okay, these are your centrosomes. And okay, let me use some other color. Okay, now if this was mitosis, ये सिर्फ mitosis ही है, ठीक है? Let me draw a nucleolus also. ये आपका nucleolus हो गया. Now if this is mitosis, ये सिर्फ coiling हो जाएगी, right? Chromosomes will start to appear, they will coil up, they will become shorter and thicker, but they will never pair up like this. They will never pair up like this. ये ऐसी homologous chromosome, मतलब ये chromosomes होंगे बिखरे हुए ऐसे. But if this is meiosis, then these homologs will pair up. For example, this will pair up with this because, for example, why have they been shown red and blue over here is that, for example, if this is one homologous pair of chromosome, तो एक pair के अंदर आपको एक मिला है अपने father से और एक मिला है अपने mother से, right? So the homologous chromosomes will pair up. This will also pair up, this will also pair up. Now, in this diagram, of course, all the 23 pairs of chromosomes have not been shown to you. So for purpose of ease, only 2 pairs have been shown to you. This is how they pair up. ठीक है? तो ऐसे pair नहीं होंगे कि 2 reds will pair up together and 2 blues will pair up together. It's like 1 red and 1 blue and 1 red and 1 blue. Why? Because they are homologous. Now you all know what do you mean by homologous. जी, Muiz आप बताओ, what do you mean by homologous?
Miss, same types of genes.
Same type of gene. तो मतलब एक homologous pair के अंदर जो है वो आपका कितने chromosomes होंगे within one pair?
Within one pair, two
chromosomes होंगे. How many chromatids?
4.
How many DNA molecules?
DNA molecules.
Last time
2.
किया था हमने. How many? नहीं. One chromatid
4.
is equal to 4, right? How many centromeres?
2 miss.
2. ठीक. अच्छा. और within this, let's say अगर हम इसकी बात कर रहे हैं, इस वाले की, within this one pair, one chromosome is belonging to one parent and the other chromosome is belonging to other parent. So the most striking feature of meiosis 1 in middle prophase 1 is that the homologous chromosomes will pair, और इस एक pair को जो है ना आप कहते हैं this process, इस process को कहते हैं synapsis, right? Synapsis, not synopsis, and this pair is known as a bivalent. अच्छा, कुछ आपकी बायो की बुक्स में भी इंस्टेड ऑफ bivalent जो वर्ड यूज होता है वो है tetrad. Acha, why do they call it tetrad? Because if you count the sister chromatids, now if you count the chromatids within one pair, they are 1, 2, 3, 4. So since there are 4 chromatids within one homologous pair, so this is also known as a tetrad. Tetra for 4. Or you can call it bivalent. आपकी मर्जी है, आप जो भी इसको बोलो, right? This pairing up procedure is known as synapsis. Another feature that बिल्कुल यही फीचर आपका माइटोसिस में भी होता है. अगर if you have your textbook in front of you, you can open up the या की पेज नंबर 98 है मैरी जोन्स का. You can open up, अगर आपके सामने हो तो बहुत अच्छा है, बिकॉज एक तो आपके सामने आपकी डिवाइस है अभी इस वक्त, राइट? इफ यू हैव योर टेक्स्ट बुक तो आपका बहुत अच्छा रहेगा कि यू कैन कंपेयर दिस विद माइटोसिस एट एवरी स्टेप. कंपेयर इट विद माइटोसिस गाइस, बिकॉज इफ यू कंपेयर इट लाइक दिस यू विल हैव अ वेरी क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. अगर नहीं है किताब तो सामने खोल के रख लो, ठीक है? अच्छा, in mitosis also, in prophase, the centrosomes, they were replicating just before prophase, and not only they replicate but they also move to the opposite poles. तो exactly वो भी यही चीज यहाँ भी हो रही है कि the centrosomes after replicating they are moving to the opposite ends of the nucleus, right? Okay, is this much understood?
Yes, miss.
Right? Okay, let me just rub this. It's better if you open your textbook to make a comparison, diagrammatic comparison. Let's finish prophase. Early prophase 1, middle prophase 1, and let's start late prophase 1. Now in late prophase 1, अगर मैरी जोन्स में आप माइटोसिस का प्रोफेज देखो, बिल्कुल इसी तरह का ही होता है, more or less. It's like this, in which you see that the nuclear membrane is disappearing, the nucleolus has almost disappeared, the centrosomes are moving to the opposite ends of the nucleus, where most probably they will form the poles of the spindle, okay? But the difference between the mitosis and the late prophase 1 over here in meiosis 1 is कि mitosis में ये chromosomes इस तरह से pair up नहीं हुए थे. For example, let me draw a diagram of mitosis for you once again. If this was mitosis, the diagram should have been like this. ये आपकी membrane disintegrate हो रही है. The nucleolus is also fainting, but in mitosis it looks like this. Okay, so now here you can see in this diagram the homologous chromosomes have not paired up, whereas in this diagram they have paired up. This is the main difference between mitosis, between the prophase of mitosis and between the prophase 1 of meiosis 1, right? अच्छा, अब एक और चीज होती है besides pairing up, and that is crossing over. The bivalents, bivalent का मतलब है the homologous pairs of chromosomes, they show crossing over. What happens is, I will show you other diagrams also to make crossing over clear to you. आप इसमें देखो क्या हो रहा है. I'm just giving you 1 minute to look at it. ये crossing over में क्या हो रहा है? This is one kind of crossing over shown to you. This is another kind of crossing over shown to you. What is happening?
They are interconnected.
They are interconnecting. The chromatids are breaking and then they are reconnecting to another chromatid. Acha, for example, Renard, are you there in the class? Renard?
Yes,
Right?
miss.
Renard, if I ask you, ये जो आपके दो blue chromatids हैं, are they sister or are they non-sister?
Their sister.
These two red chromatids are also sister?
Yes.
Yes. Now, when crossing over is taking place, it is actually the fusion of a sister like fusion of two non-sister chromatids. For example, यहाँ पे आपको red और blue की fusion नजर आ रही है. Over here also you can see the fusion of the red and the blue. So basically crossing over is a process in which the chromatids, they break, एक जगह से वो टूट जाते हैं, and then they reconnect to another chromatid. Another से मतलब ये है another different chromatid. The main purpose of all this happening is to exchange the genetic material between the components of the homologous pair. Or in fact, जब आपका crossing over हो जाता है, तो now this pair is no longer homologous. Do you guys agree to this? अब ये homologous नहीं रहेगा. Do you agree to this point?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Exactly, because homologous को हम किस तरह define कर रहे थे? We used to define homologous के जो के बिल्कुल ऐसे हो ना, right? They should be same in size and composition. They should be same in the structure. Okay, so now when crossing over has taken place, they will no longer be homologous, right? क्योंकि जो है वो genetic material exchange हो रहा है. Homologous के लिए they should exactly look like this. If the genetic material is being exchanged between these, or in other words, if the crossing over has taken place, they will no longer be homologous. Acha, Rinat, what possible advantage can this crossing over have on the cell? What is the possible advantage?
Genetic variation.
Genetic variation. हो क्या रहा है? इसमें we can say that here shuffling of the alleles is taking place. क्योंकि chromosomes के ऊपर क्या लगा हुआ है? Alleles या genes लगे हुए हैं, right? So this is a way by means of which the different kinds of alleles are being shuffled with each other. And that's the reason why that the parents are the same, right? For example, you must be having siblings, right? But all your siblings, they don't look exactly alike. They are so different, although they are the product of the same parents. So why the siblings are different? Because with each meiosis, this crossing over takes place, और ये crossing over इतनी जबरदस्त तरीके से होता है, and it's happening so randomly, इतने तरह के patterns, permutation, combinations बन सकते हैं, which is why we have trillions of people in this world. और कोई ऐसा आपको बहुत ही rare है कि we can see two human beings which exactly look the same. Do you guys agree to this?
Yes.
Right? कि मतलब क्रॉसिंग ओवर बहुत ही एक ऐसी चीज है. और अच्छा, अब हम जब क्रॉसिंग ओवर पढ़ाते हैं बच्चों को, तो वी ओनली शो यू हाउ मेनी पेयर्स. इसमें 2 पेयर्स दिखाए हैं, राइट? Now this crossing over is taking place in all the 23 pairs, and this crossing over is completely random. So you can imagine कि कितनी possibilities निकलती हैं, right? If I say that नहीं, मैं तो I can't even estimate कि कितनी निकल सकती है possibilities. There can be millions and trillions of possibilities of, exchange of genetic material. अच्छा, one more thing. The place where the crossing over is taking place, ये जो आपकी place है ना, यहाँ पे I'll use a black pen. This place. First, let me rub it. ये जो आपका नजर आ रहा है, one or more chiasmata may form anywhere along the length. तो जहाँ पे भी crossing over हो रही है ना, this point, or you can say this point, this one, the one I'm coloring in black, and this one. The point where crossing over is taking place is known as a chiasma. And the plural is chiasmata. So the more the chiasma formation, the more the possibility of genetic reshuffling of alleles. अच्छा, ये आप ना समझें कि सिर्फ एक ही chiasma बन सकता है. We can have multiple chiasmata, right? For example, in this diagram, only one has been shown over here and one has been shown over here. Crossing over यहाँ पे भी हो सकती है, इधर भी हो सकती है, कहीं पे भी हो सकती है, right? So this means the more the chiasma, the more the possibility of the chiasmata. And remember one more thing, that it is not necessary that in every meiotic division, ये जो हम late prophase 1 की बात कर रहे हैं और हम कहते हैं कि crossing over होता है, crossing over may occur. जरूरी नहीं है कि हर वक्त crossing over हो, right? So it may or it may not occur. Like there are several species, कुछ ऐसी species हैं, especially like male Drosophila, जो fruit fly होता है ना. In male Drosophila flies, the crossing over never happens. So it depends. In some species it happens, in some it doesn't. So it's not 100% thing which will happen. But yes, जो चीज हमेशा होती है वो क्या क्या है? The one that will always happen is homologous pair formation will take place, which is synapses will take place, bivalents will be formed, the nuclear envelope will disintegrate, nucleolus will disappear, and the centrosomes will move to the opposite pole. Any questions up till now? Okay. Nobody has any query up till now? सब कुछ समझ आ गया है?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to metaphase. अच्छा. In metaphase, yes, beta.
बस ये जो एक रेड और ब्लू था जो बिल्कुल प्रोफेज के 1 में था, तो उस वक्त वो दोनों क्रोमोसोम्स एक होमोलोगस पेयर बना रहे थे.
This one?
In the early prophase, yes, this is a homologous pair consisting of one blue and one red.
Yes.
सही.
असल में हाँ, now I understand why you're getting confused, because इससे पहले when we were showing you a homologous pair, we weren't showing you different colors, isn't it?
Yes.
The book is actually sort of confusing you. Why they are using different colors over there is because within one homologous pair, for example, if I'm calling this a homologous pair, this one is a homologous pair, right? Now this is one pair, so this you have inherited from your mother and this you have inherited from your father. So technically they should show it as separate colors. लेकिन यहाँ पे समझाने के लिए उन्होंने इसको color कर दिया, right? To show you कि इसमें दो sets हैं. Are you getting it, Beena?
Yes, ma'am.
So just to explain you, they have done this, but otherwise, yes, within a homologous pair of chromosome, one should be from the mother and one should be from the father, but then वो दिखने में एक जैसे लगते हैं, right? They look the same. अच्छा, now in metaphase 1 में it's showing crossing over of long chromatids. So now you tell me, guys, if you look at these pairs of like the homologous chromosomes, they are no longer homologous now. कह सकते हैं कि yes homologous है, but crossing over has happened. You can see over here, आपको नजर आ रहा है कि कैसे ये see crossing over has happened, right? अच्छा, just a minute. Let me rub this. Okay, let's do metaphase. Metaphase 1 is showing crossing over of long chromatids. And just like the metaphase of mitosis, उसमें भी यही होता था ना, metaphase of mitosis में कि the chromosomes used to line in the equator of the cell. तो इसमें भी यही हो रहा है. But the difference between metaphase of mitosis and metaphase of meiosis is that in mitosis, you used to see chromosomes lining up across the equator of the spindle. But over here, you see bivalents lining up across the equator of the spindles attached by centromeres. जिस किसी के पास भी अभी मैरी जोन्स अपने सामने है, ओपन पेज नंबर 98 एंड लुक एट द डिफरेंस. इन मैरी जोन्स on page number 98, when metaphase of mitosis was shown to you, so ये homologous, ये जो bivalents were not lining up at the equator. Individual chromosomes were lining up at the equator because they never paired up. The chromosomes never paired up in mitosis, right? So this is one very important difference. Yes, spindle formation has also taken place, which was the same as in mitosis, right? और spindle में आपको नजर आ रहा है कि एक end जो है वो आपका centrosome पे है, ठीक है? And we know that centrosomes, their role is to organize the production of spindle microtubules. They act as MTOCs. ये आप सबको पहले से ही पता है, right? And the chromosomes are attached by means of the centromeres to the spindle. You can all see that as well. But the difference between this and mitosis is that in mitosis, individual chromosomes line up across the equator. Over here, bivalents line up across the equator. Anaphase 1. In anaphase 1, okay, in fact, I will not tell you. You look at the diagram and anyone can tell me what is the difference between anaphase 1 of meiosis 1 and mitosis. क्या difference है?
Miss, in anaphase 1, both of the chromatids are being pulled together. But in mitosis, only one chromatid is pulled on either of the poles.
Very good, Moise. In fact, both of the chromatids के बजाय आप पता है क्या बोलो? आप बोलो in anaphase 1 of meiosis 1, whole chromosomes are being pulled. Whole chromosomes, right? Whereas in anaphase of mitosis, only individual chromatids are moving to the opposite poles. क्योंकि एक चीज anaphase 1 में नहीं हुई है, जो कि anaphase of mitosis में हुई थी. What's that thing?
Miss, can we say that the sister chromatids aren't separated?
Correct, the sister chromatids are not separate. Bilkul sahi, but why are they not separated? There is one thing which is not happening in anaphase 1 of meiosis 1 and which was happening in anaphase of mitosis. What is that thing? क्या चीज है जो इसमें नहीं हो रही है इस वक्त, जिसकी वजह से these whole chromosomes are
Centromere division.
Division of centromeres.
exactly. Very good, Hamza and Bina. Very good. The centromeres, if it was mitosis, the centromeres they split. ठीक है? They split, and because of that they split, or you can say they divide, and because of that what happens, the chromatids are pulled to the opposite poles in mitosis, whereas in anaphase 1 of meiosis 1 centromeres do not divide. They do not divide. अब जब centromere divide नहीं हो रहा, ठीक है, तो फिर पूरा chromosome खिंच के ऊपर जाएगा rather than the chromatid being pulled upwards, right? So whole chromosomes will move towards the opposite ends of the spindles, centromere first, pulled by the microtubule. Very important thing which happens in anaphase 1 of meiosis 1. And now coming to telophase, तो जाहिर है कि अब जब आपका whole chromosome pull हो रहा है, तो telophase में when the cell, in fact telophase 1 is the same as the telophase of mitosis. उसमें भी यही होता था कि the nuclear membrane is reforming, nucleolus is reappearing, थोड़ा सा cytokinesis start हो गया है, right? There is, a sort of invagination of the cell surface membrane of the cell. Spindle is also disintegrating and the cell is just about to divide. ठीक है? अच्छा, animal cells में क्या होता है कि the animal cells usually divide before entering into meiosis 2. Whereas plant cells go straight into meiosis 2 with no reformation of the nuclear envelopes or nucleoli. During meiosis 2, chromatids separate as in mitosis. So this means that ये जो आपको stage नजर आ रहा है, if it's an animal cell, तो ये दो cells divide हो जाएंगे, right? We will be having one cell and two cell. But if it's a plant cell, directly from telophase 1, it will move on to prophase 2. ये डायरेक्टली चला जाएगा प्रोफेज 2 में और फिर ये कंप्लीट हो जाएगा फाइनली टू टेलोफेज 2. बट इफ इट्स एन एनिमल सेल, दीज विल डिवाइड. ठीक है, ये बिल्कुल डिवाइड हो जाएंगे एंड देन वी विल बी हैविंग टू सेल्स. ठीक है, अच्छा, लेट मी शो यू अ डायग्राम so that you can understand it better. Sorry. Let me show you this crossing over. ये बड़ी जबरदस्त आपको crossing over इसमें ज्यादा अच्छी नजर आ रही है, right? For example, okay, yes, Moise, tell me, how many homologous chromosomes? How many within this circled area?
2, miss.
2. How many pairs?
2 pairs.
1 pair.
Oh, sorry, 1 pair.
1 pair. How many DNA molecules within this 1 pair?
4 molecules.
4 molecules, right? Acha, this and this is sister, ठीक है? Whereas this and this, 1 red and 1 blue is non-sister and 2 reds or 2 blues are sister. Duplicated maternal chromosome, duplicated paternal chromosome. अगर मैं आपसे ये पूछूं, yes, Moise, सिर्फ इसी सर्कल की बात कर रही हूं कि if I ask you that has DNA replication taken place within this circle, yes or no?
No, miss.
DNA replication.
Yes, miss, it has. There are 2 chromatids.
Exactly. जहां भी आपको 2 chromatid नजर आ रहे हैं, DNA replication has taken place, right? अच्छा, see, I told you sometimes a bivalent is also known as a tetrad. इसको tetrad क्यों कह रहे हैं हम? क्योंकि इसमें 4 chromatid हैं. You can call it a tetrad or you can call it a bivalent. एक ही चीज है, right? See how crossing over is taking place. कैसे crossing over ये red and blue, you know, the red alleles are recombining with the blue alleles and the blue are recombining with the red alleles. और crossing over के होने के बाद, this is how this bivalent looks like. देखो इसकी ये जो picture है, this is so different from this one. ठीक है? So now you can see why we have so many varieties of human beings and so many varieties of different animals and plants on earth. Right? So it gives you an idea. अब आपसे सवाल पूछा जाता है एग्जाम में, what is or what are those processes, right? या आपसे पूछा जाता है कि what are those processes in meiosis that contribute to genetic variation. So this is one of the reasons which you should be able to mention in detail. आपको डिटेल में सही तरह से बताना होगा कि during the late part of prophase 1 of meiosis 1, crossing over happens, right? And there is exchange, there is first of all breaking of chromatids and then recombination of these, okay? So that exchange of genetic material takes place between the bivalents, between the non-sister chromatids, and this leads to the huge number of different gamete types, right? It will be responsible for the genetic variation because of the recombination of the alleles, right? अच्छा, एक और मैं आपको डायग्राम दिखाती हूँ. I'll just show you another diagram. Okay, another diagram which is a summary diagram of prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1. Just look at this diagram. And in fact, it also shows you interphase. You can call it tetrads lineup or you can call it bivalents lineup. It's one and the same thing. We won't do meiosis 2 today.
समय से क्वेश्चन है
बिल्कुल.
बेसिकली में से बाइवेलेंट लाइनअप के अंदर मतलब अलील एक्सचेंज हो रहा होता है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ऐसे एक्सचेंज हो रहा होता है ना. जैसे अब आप देखो यहाँ पे, हाँ यहाँ पे भी आपको नजर आ रहा है. ये देखो ये क्या हो रहा है, क्रॉसिंग ओवर हो रही है. देखो ये कियाजमेटा दिखाएं. इनफैक्ट इसमें तो 2 जगह क्रॉसिंग ओवर हो रही है, यहाँ भी हो रही है, यहाँ भी हो रही है, राइट? अब आप देखो अगर इस तरह से क्रॉसिंग ओवर होगी तो क्या एलील एक्सचेंज नहीं होगा? होगा ना? बिल्कुल होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल रिजल्टेंट फिर तो उसकी शक्ल ऐसी हो जाएगी ना, जैसे अभी मैंने आपको आई जस्ट शो यू दैट ये वाला, हाँ ये वाला. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम इसको इस तरह से समझ सकते हैं कि look at this diagram. Now these have different alleles.